It's a scorcher out today, isn't
Ooh,
it?
it sure is. Hi, I'm Tara the Foodie, and I take the mystery out of cooking for you. Today is a hot one out there, and on a scorching day like today, the last thing you want to do is eat a big meal, right? Sometimes the best thing to do on a day like today is make a simple summer salad. And that's what I'm going to show you how to make today. In today's summer salad, I'm going to saute up some shredded Brussels sprouts with bacon and onion. And over top of that, I'm gonna lay down some tender, garlicky shrimp and then drizzle a tangy, creamy avocado vinaigrette over top of everything. Oof, it's gonna be good. Are you ready? Let's get cooking. So the first step is going to be to prep our shrimp. Right here I have some raw shrimp with the shells and the tails still on them, but when I take the shell off, you will see that there's still right there, there's still, like a poop chute. You want to go through and devein the other part of the shrimp. So that's what I'm going to do now quickly, and then we can move on to the next step. I've got my shrimp here that I've thawed in just cold water. Take it right out of the freezer, put it in a nice big bowl of cold water, and in like 15 minutes, it's pretty much thawed for you. So here I have 12 shrimp. We'll put 6 shrimp on each salad. I gotta make a salad for my Juicy Joe. So I've got that, and then you always wanna have a little bowl next to you for once you've deveined each shrimp, you wanna put it in the bowl. So step 1, get yourself a very sharp paring knife. Take your shrimp and you're going to just peel off the outer, I don't know, what is this, a shell? And then get down to where the tail is. And I always kind of put my nail in there and pull away some of the tail to loosen it up. Now I'm gonna pull on this bottom part here, the bottom of the tail, to hopefully pop it all out. There it goes. I want all that meat that's inside that tail, If you just pull it out really fast, a lot of times that meat will stay in there. And it's not a lot, but it's a bummer, right? You want all of that. Now, I've got my shrimp ready to devein. This part, again, already deveined. But you want to turn it over, and you see that there is a black vein. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Take your knife, hold it like a pencil, like you're about to write with it. And then I just kind of scrape, scrape, scrape down the line, just like you're tracing the line with that pencil knife. Scrape, scrape, scrape all the way down, and then just take your finger and just kind of pull it out. And I always have some trickling water here to just rinse it off my finger. You can rinse off the shrimp, and then you just put the shrimp into your bowl here on the side. And that's it. So I am going to do that 11 more times.
11 more?
11 more times.
Oh.
I have so much work to do, babe.
Well, I can help out over there if you need.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. Juicy Joe is really good at deveining shrimp because he had to do it for his video when he made shrimp scampi pasta, which you can go ahead and check out if you click up here right now. Well, come on over here, honey.
Okay.
Wow, a Juicy Joe sighting. Woo!
Only when there's work to be done.
Yeah.
That's why she has me around.
Sun's out, guns out.
Oh. Took my line.
Let's take a look at these guns. Just Yes, we were putting this gratuitous scene in purely for the Juicy Joe fans. We love you, and we will give you what you want.
Let's see if it makes the final cut.
So now that our shrimp is deveined and ready to go, now's the time to dress it up and season it up. And you want to do this first as the first step of your recipe so that the shrimp have time to just sit and marinate in the goodness. First thing we're going to do, just take a really good extra virgin olive oil and just drizzle it over top. Salt and pepper to taste. You want to give it a decent amount because we want it to be nice and seasoned and garlicky. And you want the salt will punch up the flavors of the shrimp and also of the garlic. and then some fresh ground pepper as well. Another thing that you could throw in there if you're feeling spicy is some red pepper flake. So keep that in mind. The last ingredient is fresh garlic. Every time I make shrimp, I always put fresh garlic. It really just makes those shrimp that garlicky kind of shrimp scampi taste that everybody seems to want when they eat shrimp. We're gonna grab a couple of good looking cloves out of our garlic bowl here. So I'd say between 2 and 3 cloves. So I'm just going to pop it in the garlic press, squeeze it down, and then just press that into the shrimp. And you can get one of these garlic presses for yourself. I have it linked below. They are just awesome to have because, as you can see, you don't have to peel anything. You have to end up kind of taking a knife or a spoon or anything, like a spatula even, and just knock off the garlic, you know, to get it off of there. And you can see there, it gave us probably like a nice teaspoon of minced garlic. And so then just grab a little spoon and just stir this up. And that way, all the different seasonings and all that garlic and lovely olive oil get all over all of the pieces of shrimp. And then it has time to marinate, and it's going to be so good. My mouth is already watering. We will set this aside and move on to our next step. So the next step in prepping for this simple summer salad is to get our Brussels sprouts ingredients ready. All you need is 4 strips of bacon, just a small onion, and I don't know how many Brussels sprouts is this? I really don't know.
Where's your scale?
Oh, I guess I could weigh that. Good idea, babe. He's so smart. Get yourself a scale, link below. But seriously, I don't give a shit if I make any money. You need to get a scale. Let's just weigh these real quick. All right, what do we got? Hey, it's literally almost a pound, and I was gonna guess a pound. A pound of Brussels sprouts is what you need as well. All right, now we know that. Makes sense. Sounds like a good recipe, right? Pound of Brussels sprouts, 4 slices of bacon, and a small onion. That's all you need. All right, so first things first, let's chop up the bacon, and we're gonna cut them into, babe,
Lardons!
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 One of our favorite words. We're just gonna cut thin strips of bacon. Sometimes you kind of have to saw a couple times when the bacon is warm. So we've got the bacon cut up. We'll just put that to the side. And it's okay if we've got the bacon stuff right here because everything's going in the same pan. So don't you worry your little heads about that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to chop up this onion. And I like to cut off the ends. You do it however you like. Since I have this plate over here, I'm going to use it as my garbage plate. Cameraman is vaping. You all right, honey? Just get these skins off.
Benefits about being behind the camera.
Yeah, he's just back there just partying and filming. Partying, filming. All right, and then we're just gonna chop it up like we always do. Doesn't have to be super perfect or small. This is all just gonna go into the Brussels sprout saute. And then the last step is to shred up our Brussels sprouts. So there's 2 ways that you can do this. We're gonna go ahead and just use the knife way because I don't really feel like getting out the food processor and screwing around with cleaning that up. But you can use your food processor and use that, it's like a disc thing that goes on top. I think we did that in another video. If we did, I'll link the video up here so you can click on it and see. But you can put all the Brussels sprouts in there and then just, and it just shreds them all really fast. So that is awesome. But I'm just gonna go ahead and use the knife and show you how to do it that way. Brussels sprouts always have this woody end to it. No one's eating that, okay? No one's eating that. So we're going to cut that part off first. So just cut off the end and put that aside. And then the next thing you do is cut it in half. Just cut it right in half like that. And leaves are gonna fall off of it. Don't, it doesn't matter. And then just turn it over, and then you're going to shred them just by cutting them into thin slices. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just chop them up in slices. That's it. Move them off to the side. Grab your next one. Cut off the end. Throw it to the side. Cut it in half. Put them down on the flat surface so it's easy to cut. And then shred them up.
What's going on here? We need more Brussels sprouts cut. Come on. Where'd she go? Where'd you go? More Brussels sprouts to cut.
You be careful with that knife. I'm not taking you to the hospital today.
See how easy this is. You're just running off screen. You must have had to fix a wedge or something. How can you have a wedgie when you don't wear underwear?
The way you cut that makes me nervous.
I know, it might look being a little too.
Yeah, you're gonna regret it. So I have a pan here now, and I have turned the heat up on high. I want this pan nice and hot. So we just want to swirl in there about a tablespoon of olive oil. So the first thing we want to do is cook our bacon. So we're just gonna take this pile of bacon. Oh yeah. That's the sound we want to hear. Get that bacon going.
Get your boobs next to the bacon so the microphone picks up all that sizzle. That's a lot of sizzle.
I'm gonna light my outfit on fire. So what we're gonna do is fry up this bacon, and then we're gonna add the Brussels sprouts and the onions. And that combination is so damn good. And maybe even put a little garlic in there too. I mean, can this salad be too garlicky? No. No is the answer.
Bacon dance.
Bacon dance.
Bacon dance. Go high. You go low. Go high. Go low.
This might fall off. Woo!
Oh yeah, that's a good one. It's a scorcher.
It's a scorcher in and outside of the kitchen.
Scorching it.
Okay. Okay. Now that the bacon is done, you want to take your onions and your Brussels sprouts and just push them into the pan.
There you go.
Woo! Please don't pop and hurt me. La 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 la. Once you have it in the pan, start stirring it up. And if you could be here to smell what this smells like with those onions and that bacon and these Brussels sprouts, it really is a delightful smell. This is like the equivalent of a big clove of garlic. I'm going to go ahead and put that in as well. Grab my garlic press that on in. And I'll grab my spatula this time and just knock it off like that. And that is going to add to the amazing aroma and flavor of this wonderful Brussels sprout and bacon saute. Now, we want to season this because we haven't seasoned it yet, and you need to season all layers of every dish that you're making. So we're just going to do salt and pepper. And you are going to get a little salt from the bacon, but not as much as you would think. So you do need to salt it pretty liberally, and then pepper. And you want to keep it on medium-high because we're going to saute this until the Brussels sprouts are tender and you have a little bit of color on the Brussels sprouts as well. You'll see some brown kind of throughout the Brussels sprouts and the onion. When you see that, that's when you know it's done. All right, so go ahead and take a look at this mixture now, and you can see there's some lovely color. It's nice and sauteed. You can see the brown on the Brussels sprouts as well as the onion. So I'm going to take this off the heat, and we want this to cool down a bit because we're going to be putting it on top of a salad. So you don't want to put scorching hot stuff on top of a cold, crisp bed of leaves, right? Or everything's just going to go, right? Just so we want to grab just a platter or a plate, something like that, something that's flat and has some space. So here we have the Brussels sprouts, bacon, and onion that we sauteed together with some garlic, salt, and pepper. It is steaming hot right now because it's just out of the pan. So we put it on this flat plate. I mean, aren't all plates flat really, but we put it out on this plate so that it can go ahead and cool off while we go forth and make our avocado vinaigrette. Okay, we need to put this aside or else Juicy Joe and I are gonna eat the whole damn plate. Make this as a side dish. It's so good. So just have this in your back pocket as a side dish. Put some grilled chicken with this. You're done. Like, there's a meal. And if you're on keto like we are, it works. So, yum.
Shoot, but dude.
Okay.
You just hid your beer.
I hid my beer. I just put it over here so it's not in the way. It's not an ingredient.
It is too an ingredient.
Well, it's an ingredient of my body. I'm part beer. These are the ingredients that you need for the avocado vinaigrette. It's actually quite simple. You need a nice juicy lemon. You need 1 avocado, nice ripe avocado. Your salt and pepper to taste. We're gonna use a 1/4 cup of white wine vinegar. I have to assume if you had apple cider vinegar, that would work just fine. And then some really good extra virgin olive oil, something that says it's robust flavor or grassy or something like that. The star of this basically is the avocado and the olive oil. So you want to use a delicious, nice and robust olive oil. We're gonna use 3/4 cup of this. And then you wanna have either a food processor or a blender. So today we are going to use our Vitamix blender. We'll go ahead and, since we're using a blender, you like to put some of the liquid down at the bottom first. So I'll do the 1/4 cup of the white wine vinegar for the vinaigrette. That must be why they call it that.
Did you do your Napoleon Dynamite?
It's actually my Jim Gaffigan voice when he does the weird voice.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I love that.
Okay.
Cut your lemon in half and get your squeezer. We are going to juice this lemon. So go ahead and juice it into your blender. Now we're going to kind of cut up our avocado. We have to open it first. So as always, cut through the middle, put it on its side, and just carefully go around with your knife. And then take it, twist, pray. Oh, thank you for being perfect for the video, avocado. So now you just need to remove the pit with the corner, the end of your knife, like that. Twist it, pop it off with your thumb, and then you can just grab a spoon because you just are trying to get this avocado into your blender. So we don't have to do all this cutting or whatever. You could even like squeeze it in. You just go like that. And honestly, that works too. Get all that lovely creamy goodness because it's a vinaigrette, but see, I love creamy salad dressings. We all know I love mayonnaise so much, right? You guys know, if you know me, you should know me by now. I love mayonnaise. So, you know, I'm a ranch girl. I'm from the Midwest. We all love ranch. I think it was in our bottles. So this
baby formula.
Baby formula. I'm sure ranch was in our baby formula. Yes.
We gotta look into that.
We do. I think there was like, if it was that dry baby formula, it probably also had like a ranch packet in it or something. Only if you live in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You understand. You understand. Because I love creamy dressing so much, but you know, I do like vinaigrettes, and this salad calls for a vinaigrette. You don't want some heavy dressing on this salad. But the nice thing about the avocado vinaigrette is that you get the best of both worlds. You get the tanginess and the zip and kind of the light and brightness of a vinaigrette, but you also get some creaminess from the avocado. So it's going to be a winner. Next, we need to do 3/4 cup of a really good olive oil. We'll just use this same 1/4 cup because we're trying not to dirty up a whole lot of dishes here. So there's the one. Keep it simple. This is a simple summer salad. Don't forget. We do love alliteration on this show. And then you just want to do salt and pepper. Now take your sea salt and just, I don't know how much really. Just kind of want to put some in there. I don't know how to tell you. I felt like that. I'll figure it out for you. There'll be a recipe that you can click on and it'll tell you everything you need to know. But right now, this is how I'm doing it because this is how I cook. Pepper, I feel like you just can't put enough in, or too much. Just put in whatever you want. So now's the fun part. We get to blend this all together and see what we end up with. So just put your lid on and let's go. It's like an airplane. All right, so we are back over at the stove. It's finally time to saute up this beautiful shrimp that's been marinating in the olive oil, salt, pepper, and fresh garlic. We're going to turn on the same pan, still have the pan that we cooked the Brussels sprouts and onions, bacon, all that, the garlic in. There's no need to clean it out. This is one of the reasons why this is a simple summer salad, because you're only using one pan. So that makes it nice and easy. So we're just going to go ahead and turn this fire back up on high. You want this again to be a nice screaming hot pan. So when we put those shrimp in there, they will cook up in a matter of minutes, probably like 2 minutes. They're done. Ready. Does anybody else just randomly do yoga poses while they're cooking, or no? I know some of you do, Brittany, Candace. Anyway, so our pan is nice and hot. We already have the olive oil in here, so we don't have to add any more. So we are just going to put these babies right in this hot pan. And just let the pan do all the work for about a minute, and then we will flip them to the other side. Simple. Now it is time to plate our simple summer salad with shrimp, Brussels sprouts, and an avocado vinaigrette. You want to grab just your favorite greens. You could do anything from this type of fluffy leaf lettuce. You could do a baby kale, something that's going to have some crunch to it, a little bit substantial, and just place that in your bowl or on your plate, wherever you are serving your salad. The next thing we're going to add is our Brussels sprout, onion, and bacon sauteed mixture. So grab your microplane and a nice chunk of nutty, salty Parmesan cheese, and we're going to grate this over top of our salad. Next, we're going to add our delicious sauteed garlicky shrimp. Next, we have our creamy, tangy, delicious avocado vinaigrette. It's a pretty substantial and creamy dressing, so it's a little bit hard to drizzle. Pro tip, grab yourself a sandwich bag or little snack size bag if you want, and a pair of scissors. And you might have seen me do this before. If you want to drizzle anything that's sort of creamy on one of your dishes, you take some of that and you put it in your Ziploc bag, seal it back up, kind of getting all the air out of there as much as you can. So now you kind of hold it like a piping bag, right? Now you're ready to squeeze it on. Now's the time that you cut off the end. So just cut it, just the tip off. Now we're ready to drizzle this vinaigrette over our salad. The last and final garnish that I would like to do to this salad is some cilantro. You just want to take some of the cilantro and pull it off the stems and then just scatter them over top. Now, how pretty is that? It is my favorite time of every episode, time to taste. So I'm gonna go right into the center of this salad and I'm gonna cut this piece of shrimp in half. Get a good piece of lettuce on there, there we go. And then spear my piece of shrimp. All right, here goes nothing. Where do I begin?
This is where it began.
Oh my God. You know, I make some food and a lot of it is good. But this is ridiculously good. For this to be a simple summer salad, the flavors that this salad is producing are over the top. A salad that it deserves to be called dinner, right? You know, a lot of the other salads are just sort of like a side dish or an afterthought. This is the salad that you want. The tender pop of the shrimp when you bite into it, garlicky flavor. The garlic is also coming from the Brussels sprouts, onion, and bacon. That's got a nice roasty flavor to it because we really sauteed it until we got some nice color. And then the brightness and the tanginess of that avocado dressing, it just pulls it all together. It's all so, so good. I can't wait to dig into this and share it with my Juicy Joe. Take the time to make this salad and I'll come up with some more simple summer salads for you so that we can all keep our summer bodies going for the rest of this summer. I'm Tira the Foodie, taking the mystery out of cooking for you, and I will see you next time.